why don't you tell me your name and your involvement with Stage Kids?
Well, my name is Star Downey, and I'm a parent volunteer.
How many years has your family been involved with Stage Kids?
I thought about this earlier, 9 years already. It seems like,
Wow.
so that's between classes and big shows. So, but yeah, 9 years now.
When did you first start?
Our oldest daughter was 3, 9 years ago. So, and we just started taking some classes, and that's how we got started.
Can you tell me your favorite Stage Kids show? Can be one that you've done or one that you've seen.
Oh, that's a hard one. I think my favorite one is one my oldest daughter hopes to get to do during her time. But well, they weren't really in it. They were in the pre-show, but it was the first show. It was Musical Junior. It was the first show both my girls were standing up there singing together as sisters, and I just remember just beaming in the back of the high school and be like, this is so cool. And they were just singing a fun little song with it. But it just, I don't know why. I just loved seeing them get to do the pre-show and then getting to sit down with them and watch the whole show. And it really got us excited. So I would have to say that one's one of my faves.
What keeps you coming back to Stage Kids?
Just the environment, everything it does. The fun that my kids have in it, the fun that I have in it. I get to use skills that I enjoy volunteering and doing, and I feel like I'm serving a purpose, and so I enjoy doing it.
Can you share a specific moment or memory at Stage Kids that stands out as especially meaningful for your child or family?
Yeah, I think last fall, getting to be a family in Mary Poppins. I grew up in an environment where being in a play would never, being in a musical, anything like that would just never be a possibility. And it was really neat to get to do that with my girls. And it also opened my eyes to what my girls are doing. I'm always volunteering and, dropping them off, but doing all the practices and learning the dances and changes and all of it, it was like, okay, I have a lot more respect for all the kids who work so hard on it. So
absolutely. Has Stage Kids helped your child grow in confidence, leadership, or friendships? And if so, how have you seen that growth show up at home or at school?
Definitely confidence. I think in all of them, but confidence is the one that just shines in both of our girls. Our oldest was very, very shy. And she is shy with family events. She's shy in public. And then she gets on stage and we're just like, who is this kid? And our family too. And it's really neat to see her in school be more confident and trying out for things at school and, musical type stuff in school. And just that leadership part of seeing her, step up and offer to do things at school as well. So both of our girls are a little more on the quiet side, and this just watching them on stage and want to come and practice auditions and do auditions, and they're just like so excited, and you see that confidence building in them, and it's such a great thing to see, and we see it all aspects of our life, not just here at Stage Kids.
Is there a moment when a Stage Kids staff member went above and beyond for your child that you can remember?
Yeah. Of course. There's many, but there's one that I've been thinking about a lot lately. When our youngest daughter was in theater 2, at the very end of the class, they learn a monologue, and she practiced so hard every day from the moment she knew she was going to have to do that. She just practiced her little heart out, and it got to the presentation day, and all the parents were in the audience, and each kid was doing theirs, and she got up there and got about halfway through hers, and she just froze. And as a mom, I was like, I wanted to, run up there and give her a hug and give her love and tell her it was going to be okay. And the teacher started clapping, so the audience started clapping, and my daughter went and sat down. She was able to keep herself composed, and then as soon as it was over, I wanted to just run up to her and give her a hug and encourage her that everything was going to be okay. And before I could even get to her, there was her teacher giving her a hug and giving her loves and reassuring her that nobody noticed that she forgot the words, that she knows she forgot the words, but everybody else doesn't. And by the time my daughter made it to me, she was completely fine with the situation. And I always look back and I think that's awesome to have that love and support from her teacher. And that I didn't need, she had the support from a member of the staff. And that was always rings really special to my heart.
What is something your child has learned at Stage Kids that they will carry with them into the future?
I think just, I've shared this with a lot of people, many people who ask me, I say a voice. My girls are learning that they can use their voice and they can stand up and they can be confident, whether that's if they disagree with something or whether they see something that's not right. They feel that in other environments besides Stage Kids, it's just giving them that voice that they can speak up and say something. We've seen it at doctor's appointments. When the girls are nervous about things, they're able to speak up and speak clear and talk to their doctors. And so we're just seeing it across so many different areas of their life.
If you were to talk to another parent or someone in the community who was interested in Stage Kids, what kind of culture would you say the staff at Stage Kids cultivate that helps to engender that confidence and that, being able to find their voice?
I think that the first thing I usually say is that everyone's like a family, whether it's the kids, as the staff, all the people volunteering, it's like a big family. And I love to think of it that way because if you're in theater, you know that when it's show week, it can get a little stressful. And it's just like the holidays, maybe around your house, it can get a little stressful with everybody. But at the end of the day, we're all there for each other. We're all there for the same purpose. But that's how I always explain it, because I know that if I'm running 5 minutes late, someone's got my kid. They're going to be waiting with them. Someone from the Stage Kids will wait with them and be patient. And if we're running late, the same thing. Everyone's just like a family. And and I think that's one of the main parts that kind of just bring it all together, is everyone treats everyone like they're their own kids, and there's a lot of love and there's a lot of caring that goes on. And that's even, being in Mary Poppins and getting to be in the production. I got to see that with kids with special needs and making sure they're included and getting break times and all of those things that sometimes get missed in sports or in other activities. So I just think it's definitely that family that really draws it together for me personally.
I would love to hear about a time, if you're comfortable sharing, when Stage Kids has given your child a safe or special place during a challenging season.
Yeah, for sure. I think that comes back a little bit to one of our daughters has a medical condition, and she has to go to a lot of doctor's appointments, and they were really scary for her, and trying to understand them, and it would take a lot for us to get there. And as she's progressed through Stage Kids, even I remember it being maybe 2 months into one of the shows, and we went back to the doctor for a follow-up, and they were doing a procedure, and she was very nervous, and she was able to say, stop, I need a minute, I need a break. And the doctors and her dad and I were like, who is this kid? And 2 months prior, that was crying and being upset and not being able to voice her feelings and her opinion. And the doctor, I remember the doctor asking her at Children's, saying, where did you learn to do that? And she was like, oh, and she just perked right up in the chair, and she was like, Stage Kids, at Stage Kids, we have to learn to project our voice and speak calmly, and if we need to say something to one of our friends in the show, that we can say it kindly. And so we were just like, okay, very cool. So I think it's just another part of that, building her own voice and the confidence to speak up. And so we've definitely seen it in that aspect of the medical field for her in her particular situation.
Is there a staff member at Stage Kids that stands out to you that you would like to give a shout out, or just talk a little bit about the impact that they've had on your life or on your kids' lives?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
It doesn't have to be one.
Yeah. I think There's so many examples. I'm going down the list, and it's just, there's so many awesome staff members here. It's so hard to pick out just one. You know, it sounds funny, but from a parent perspective, we're getting a lot of emails, we're getting a lot of things, we're waiting for websites to update so we know when we're supposed to register and when we're supposed to do that. And if I send an email and the response time, it's so fast. And so I think sometimes those are the unsung heroes in the background, kind of working all those pieces. And so my parent side tells me, those are the things as a parent, I'm like looking for them and hoping and wanting to be organized. And so I just greatly appreciate the organization and how hard Stage Kids tries to keep it all organized for us as parents to understand and read as well, and juggling, I feel, a lot of shows, classes, and a lot of kids and families. So I think that would have to be my unsung heroes in the background.
So to end on a light note, is there a holiday dish or treat that you are most looking forward to this holiday season?
Yes. A cathedral windows is something that my mom made when I was younger, and she learned it from someone she cleaned for, and we make it every year. And it has it's very simple. It's just like 4 ingredients, but it looks, when you cut it, it has colored marshmallows in it. And so it looks like a gold cathedral window. That's why it's called cathedral windows. But everyone in the family loves it when I make it, and it just reminds me of wonderful memories. And if you see the colored marshmallows, you've got to get them when you see them, because they're only out once in a while.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me and sharing, a little bit about what Stage Kids means to your family. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate you guys.